Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather, and today I am going to start the July reading challenges that I've been doing for the whole year with the Buzzword Readathon, the Keyword Reading Challenge, and the Black Author Reading Challenge. I'm going to start off with the Buzzword because I'm actually reading this book right now. So the Buzzword was metallic on the cover, which is the author, and then the title of the book, which is The Memory Librarian, and the one for the title was Occupation, which librarian is an occupation. This is a book of short stories about somebody who is a memory librarian. So think of The Giver in a very sophisticated way and queer. And that's what this book is so far. And I have already read the actual memory librarian short story, and I'm going to give it a 4. I thought that it was very good. It was about lady named Shazette. She is the memory librarian. She holds all of the memories of the entire population, and she realizes that what she has been taught about being the memory librarian is not a good thing, and she's trying to figure out ways to not only save society but save herself, because people around her are lying to her. So I thought that it was done very well. The audiobook that I'm listening to is actually Janelle Monáe reading, and I really like her narration style. She's just got a very calming voice, and I thought that it's been done very well so far. The actual writing itself is very beautiful. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it so far. Then for the keywords, I have 2 books. I have the Tuxedo Society, which I got as an ARC, and I just didn't get to it. I believe it published a couple months ago. I'm not really sure. Maybe June. I'll put the date up here for you. But I know that it's like a queer James Bond, and I'm really excited about that. And then I have Into the Fall, which is a crime thriller that I've had on my Kindle for forever. So I'm going to read those 2 books. And then for the Black Author Reading Challenge, it was an author, like a book off my backlist. And I've had One of Our Kind by Nicole Yoon on my bookshelf for a long time. I scrapped a video that I was going to read. Like, I was going to read that book in that video. So it's been on my TBR cart for a while. And this is a horror dystopian. I'm not really sure about everything in here. I just know that Jasmine moved into a planned black utopia, and they are around like-minded people, but something obviously is going to go wrong in this society, and I'm not really sure what's going to go wrong. I don't want to know anything else going into it. I just know it was dystopian horror, and I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to read it. So I will let you know how I feel about all of these books. Obviously, I've already started to read The Memory Librarian, and I'll keep you updated. I ended up finishing The Memory Librarian. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I liked, well, I'll say this. I really liked The Memory Librarian, and then the story that was called Save Changes. I really liked those 2. The other 3 in here were just okay to me. But overall, this was a pretty solid short story collection about this dystopian world called The New Dawn. And we're following multiple people, multiple groups in this society. The Memory Librarian is about Shazette, who is the actual memory librarian, and she has one of the higher statuses in society. She holds all the memories, and this is a totalitarian society, and she realizes that her part in society actually hurts the lower people, and she just figures out everything and does some stuff, okay? And then the next one is called Nevermind, and it's about a group of people who fight each other And there's this drug on the street called Nevermind. If you have Nevermind, you don't remember everything. It was okay to me. It was just alright. Wasn't my fave. Then the next one is called Time Box, and this is about, essentially, we're all on borrowed time. That was like the theme of this, and there's actually a box for every person, and you don't know when your time is going to run out. Next one, Save Changes. This is about Amber, and Amber and her sister are trying to figure out what their mother is. And I really liked the sister dynamic in here, as well as the mother-daughter dynamic in there. In that story, it was very good. It's basically, when you are an adult, you will do anything for your kids. And I really, really liked that aspect of it. And then the last one is about this little kid named Bug. And he is just trying to figure out society. He comes across some things that he shouldn't come across. And people are trying to save him. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It was solid. It was a solid short story collection. I liked it. I liked the tone of the stories. I liked what all the stories had to say, especially about society in general, about how the richer get rich, the poorer get poor, but how if you come together as a community, you can make change. And there was a lot of discussion about sexuality in here, about identity in here, and overall, like I said, it was a solid story. I liked it. I'm gonna keep my tabs in it. I'm gonna keep this on my bookshelf. I highly suggest, if you like dystopian, sci-fi, short stories, anthologies, and it's a queer The Giver, he gives those vibes, I think you might like that. Then I started to read Into the Fall. This is about Sarah and her kids, and they are on a camping trip. When she wakes up one morning, her husband is nowhere to be found. So right now we're in the investigation of trying to find out what happened to her husband. It's okay so far. It's a thriller. It's like a mystery thriller. Trying to figure out what happened to the hubby in the wilderness in Canada. I think it's Ontario. Anyways, trying to figure out what happened to the hubby. And the cops don't seem... There's something weird about the cops going on. Something weird about Sarah going on too. Sarah's got some secrets, and I'm ready to figure out what her secrets are. And I don't know if I can trust the police officers in this book either. I don't know, just something feels weird. Something feels off. Not sure. But I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. I am working long hours this week, so send good vibes. Can't tell if I'm out of focus or if my, oh yeah, okay. My baby was messing with my camera yesterday, and I guess he got little fingerprints all over my screen. Whatever. Anyways, I wanted to let you know that I ended up finishing Into the Fall by Tamara Miller, and I gave it a 3 because it was just an average thriller, and I wouldn't say that there's really anything wrong with it. It was just one of those thrillers that I've read time and time again, you know, and I thought that it was just okay. It was alright. So it's about Sarah, her kids, and her husband end up going on this camping trip, and he comes up missing. And of course, you know, she finds all of these secrets out about her husband, about how he has lied to her the entire relationship, how she feels about that. You realize that Sarah isn't this perfect person that she tries to portray. She comes out of her like perfectness, and you see her kind of spiral in the midst of everything that's happening, in the midst of what she's found out. Where is that standing up? Oh, it's right there. Sorry, I have like something. She starts to spiral, obviously. Her kids are really sad that their dad's gone. He's missing, they can't find him. And it was just, you know, it's just your average thriller. So, 3 stars isn't bad. The audiobook's pretty good. And I started to read The Tuxedo Society, and I was going into this thinking like this was going to be like a James Bond inspired gay story, but it's kind of more like organized crime group going out and, really not even organized crime, but it's like a group of these people who are hired to try to investigate who is trying to take down the president's wife, so the first lady. She is an archaeologist, but she finds all of these treasures, and she finds artifacts, and somebody has stolen something from her, so these people decide that they are going to take the job, and they go and they fight all these people and go on these adventures together, and it's really gay, which is fine, but I'm just finding it really boring. For it to be an action book, like an action thriller, it's rather dry, and there's a lot happening. I'm not getting the overall atmospheric adrenaline rush that I normally would in these type of thrillers. And there's just a lot of talk about wieners in here. Lots of talk about wieners. Like a lot of wiener jokes, and that's just not my type of humor. There have been some funny moments in here. Sorry, I'm hot. If you hear my fan, I'm sorry. But there have been some humorous moments in this book, but overall I don't think it's for me that much. I only have like 30 more minutes left on the audiobook. I've been listening to it while I've been working. I don't know, it's just not really my thing. Andrew, our main character, he's pretty funny. But overall, just kind of boring. Sentiment still stands from the other day when I was in the same position as I am now. Tuxedo Society was not really my personal fave when it comes to action thrillers, and I gave it a 2.5. Did I give it a 2 or 2.5? It's been a couple days since I read it. I think I gave it a 2. Yes, I gave it a 2. So it was okay. It just wasn't really like my favorite kind of action thriller. But if you're looking for like a gay James Bond / Catch Me If You Can type thing, then I think you might enjoy this book. But this wasn't for me in particular. Ended up starting and finishing One of Our Kind by Nicola Yoon, and I flew through this book. I was into this book pretty much from the beginning until the end, and then the ending happened, and the ending just wasn't my favorite. I think that if it went a different route and it didn't go the way that it obviously did, I would have given this a higher rating. It was in like the 4 range for me, and then the ending happened and I was like, but why did you do that? So this is about Jasmine and her family. Jasmine is moving with her husband and her son to this black utopia that has been created. She is a lawyer and her husband is in, not advertising, is it accounting? Something with an A. He has a very prestigious job. They're able to move to this utopia, and it's like McMansions, mansions, it's all black people, and they're wanting to be able to raise their son in a like-minded community, a community that is safe, and a community that will be accepting to him, and he can grow up with other black people around and not have to worry about the outside world of racism and prejudice and all those things. So they decided to move to this utopia, and Jasmine soon realizes that the utopia is not what she was expecting. There's weird things happening. She soon realizes that this utopia is not what it seems, and there's a wellness center that's just really weird. She finds it kind of culty-ish, and she meets this friend named Keisha, and Keisha and her have a lot of the same principles in life about advocating, about fighting racism, about just bringing attention to how black people are treated in America, and she is really big on fighting against that. And I like that. I liked that about her. She was very headstrong, she was very assertive, and I liked her voice in this entire story. But she soon realizes that the people that are around her don't think like she does, and she feels out of place. And she starts to see slight changes in her husband as well after he starts to go to the wellness center. And things just aren't good here, and she wants to get out. There were a lot of conversations in here that I was really liking. I appreciated what the author was doing throughout the story, and then the ending just like, you know, it went downhill. I wanted it to be a lot more violent than it was, because these people deserve all of the bad things. But I don't know. I'm not really sure why this story ended the way it did. I had a vision in my brain and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, no. Why did you do that? My family's home. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you like this video. I don't really have anything else to say about this. Read it if you're interested. It's a dystopian horror, but sorry, my family just got home. But I wanted to let you know that the overall rating for this video was a 3. So not the best, but I do think that I will pick up another book from this author, and Janelle Monáe's, if she writes another short story collection or a novel, I'm probably going to pick up her too. But the other ones, you know, they were okay. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Also, my nails unintentionally matched this book. Just got them done yesterday. They're very summery and watermelony, like these two look like watermelons. But okay, I'll see you later. Bye.